Sound good?
Wonderful. Yeah. I am recording on. I've got to double check.
Yes.
Ladies and gentlemen, today we have with us a wonderful human being who is not only a successful artist, but also a man who spins many plates. Our guest has 7, if I've read that correctly, 5-star review books on Amazon, an Etsy store selling all sorts of stuff, an awesome social media presence. Today, joining us on USUK Chronicles from Doodles From My Brain, we have Mr. Daniel Hills.
Hello. Hi. That was a nice introduction.
Well, we like to soften you up a little bit, like butter you up, do you know what I mean? So you're like, oh, I kind of like it here. But in all seriousness, how's your 2020 been, my friend?
I mean, bar like the world ending, it's actually been okay.
Yeah?
Yeah. It's been all right, business-wise and, career-wise. It's been my best year so far, so I can't really complain. Although I feel a bit guilty about that, but
Why still, no. I mean, if you still make money and keep, roof over your head and food on the table, it's all good, isn't it? I mean, you don't really have to go out to draw, do you?
No, that's been very lucky. I can just do it from home.
But have you been doing anything other than that, like teaching yourself Spanish or building or?
No, I recently took up punch needling. I'm not sure why. It's like it's like a type of embroidery that people make rugs and stuff.
Okay. I thought it was some angry sewing.
It is kind of because you have this big needle and you just stab it into the fabric. So
that actually sounds really fun.
It takes out a lot of aggression.
I saw your TikToks doing that earlier on today, and I went, you know what? I kind of want to buy a set and do this. This looks fun.
Yeah, it really does. It's quite therapeutic, to be honest.
And especially the way you do your TikToks. It's like, I did this and I painted it. I was like, that looks really fun. He's made that sound really encouraging. I want to make a rug.
Yeah, so that's one thing I've been doing on the side.
That's awesome, man. I was not expecting that at all. I thought maybe taking up boxing or maybe, I don't know, cooking or learning a language. No, I've been punch needling.
It does sound very heavy metal, doesn't it? It's very
That's what I love. It sounds phenomenal. I'm definitely getting involved now. Be all over Instagram and stuff. What are you doing that for, Tom? Because Daniel Hills told me to.
So, as we just stated with your creativity, you are so creative with your crafting, your drawing, graphic designing. Where did it all start for you with art?
Well, I'm self-taught, really. I went to university for performing arts, contemporary theatre. So that's where I trained. And then this was kind of like a hobby. I would always at school be just doodling on everything. Just my books at school would just be covered in little drawings and stuff.
Amazing.
And I started an Instagram in 2016. And then it kind of just went from there, really.
That's awesome.
That is incredible. Absolutely incredible. So why did you go do performing arts? Why are you doing that now? Or is that is that now the side project?
Well, that hopefully will be the side project one day, but there's not a lot of opportunities necessarily in the contemporary art field in theatre, and this kind of just overtook it.
Okay.
So I was doing kind of both on the side.
Yeah.
I used to work in a call center and stuff, and illustration just kind of snowballed a bit.
Oh, it's amazing. So why? So I mean, I suppose with COVID and stuff like that, you can't really do anything. Do you perform do you get involved local theatre and stuff like that, or?
Yeah, I used to, but it's taken more of a backseat over the last couple of years, really. So, but it's definitely something I want to do in the future. But this is just become more of a career, I guess.
Yeah, it's absolutely wonderful. So what inspired you to start Doodles From My Brain?
Well, I just I would just buy notepads and I would just doodle cartoons and stuff like that. And it was just kind of so I had an Instagram like before Doodles From My Brain, and this was like at the kind of beginning of Instagram. And I would just like post like little pictures up on there. It didn't really go anywhere. And then a few years later, I was just like, I should try this again. I had practiced a bit more, and then I just started posting pretty much like daily on Instagram.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
cool. So your art style is very unique, to the point, you say in your videos, like, I'm going to draw this in my style. It is very much your style. Where did that come from? Is it a case of, trying to find a unique for yourself as a selling point, or it's just that's what came out when you started drawing?
I would always start with the eyes, and then once I drew the eyes, I would see kind of what came to my head, like the first thing that came to my head looking at like the eyes that I doodled, and then I would just kind of go from there. In terms of my style, I mean, I've always loved cartoons. I've always loved like The Simpsons, Family Guy, like all of the classics.
Find all this great content and more at the USUK Podcast Network.
And also recently, like Rick and Morty, like I love their alien kind of styles, or like the different kind of illustrations they do for that. But I don't really know where it's come from. I just kind of developed it over time, I guess. There's no like specific point where I sat down and was like, I'm gonna draw like this. It's just kind of, yeah.
It's one of those things which is like, oh my god, I've got it! It's here! I've done it!
yeah.
The one thing that drew me to you personally, because I've been following you for about 2 years now, I think, personally on Instagram. Yeah, I can't remember for the life of me how I came across your page, but I'm absolutely loving what I found. And what I love is the humour in your art. Now, I mean, I've never seen anyone else turn like different fruit into jack-o'-lanterns or a potato into Frankenstein, and so many puns. It's wonderful. It makes me laugh every time I stumble across your page. So where did that come from? Is it like, was the intention to just put your humour into your art?
I guess so. I've always wanted to kind of like keep it quite light. I've never really sorry. I've always loved puns. And I know like people say that it's like, what do they say? It's like the lowest form of wit or something like that. Things like that.
It's the best.
But I love a good pun, and so that's where a lot of that comes in, really. Yeah.
Yeah, I love the pass nip slip was one of my one that really made me laugh. I saw absolutely phenomenal. But then I also loved the volcano, which is I lava you, because if you put that in a stupid accent, it sounds exactly like I love you. What you were going for. I don't know why I'm having to explain this, but there you go.
Yeah, like I tend to do the doodle before I come up with a pun. I don't know, like I would just draw, and then if it became something like a parsnip, then I would kind of think, okay, let's try and think of a pun for that.
Yeah.
And then work like that.
That's incredible, because I would be there for ages going, parsnips. No, do you know what I mean? I think it takes a while for you to come up with. I don't know. It just never comes naturally. So I mean, I can't draw for shit. So, but yeah, with puns wise, I'd be like, yeah, with your lettuce go somewhere. Yeah,
that's a good one. There you go.
That's just the first one that came into my head.
He's stealing that. We're going to find that on his page tomorrow. You know that, right?
Yeah, copyright that.
I'm sure, Dan, that you've got way better ones than that.
What I always wonder with artists, and it's a weird question to ask, but I always wonder this. I've even asked that with musicians, talked to them. What is it about your art that made you think, I think people might want to buy this?
I think it all started with like Instagram. So I would follow it kind of, there was like a big pin hype. Loads of people started making, selling, buying pins, enamel pins. Yeah. And I kind of noticed that on on Instagram a lot, and I was like, I want to make a pin. So the first one I came up with was like a little tiny pickle, and it was just in black and white, and I put that one up on Etsy, and it just kept selling, especially like in America. And then I was like, okay, there's something in this. So I made a few more pins, and that's when I kind of realized, oh, I could actually make money doing this, because I'm not like technically trained or anything. I'm like self-taught. I wasn't sure about the ins and outs of getting commissions and doing all that kind of side of it. So my introduction was through making enamel pins and different kind of things like that. And then from there, I learned a lot more, and then I started getting commissions and things like that. So, yeah.
Awesome.
That's really cool.
So have you ever thought, I don't know, you probably already have done, I just don't know about it, doing like a, in your style, doing like either colouring books or dot to dots or something like that?
So I have a range of books out called Doodles From Your Brain.
Yeah.
And I'm not sure if you're familiar with the Wreck This Journal books, where they're kind of instructional books where they give you lots of different tasks that involve the journal. And I've always loved like those kind of books where they give you prompts, because it's kind of a bit daunting when you stare at a blank piece of paper. And I kind of thought, why don't I make a doodle version of that, like an art version of that? So I came up with loads of different prompts and different like colouring in pages and stuff like that. And then that became the book, which I made the first one last year, and I didn't sell any. And then this year I put it up on TikTok, and it just went crazy.
That's amazing. That's awesome.
Yeah.
I mean, why, just if you don't mind speaking about it, like why did not sell any of the first, when you first put it out? What happened there?
I think like my Instagram was just a bit dead. Like there was no like interaction, there was no like engagement or anything like that. And then I started on TikTok, and things just snowballed.
Mental,
and
yeah.
I realized that TikTok is a really great marketing platform.
Really?
Yeah, it's crazy.
I just thought it was little girls dancing.
Right. So did I. But there's a lot of different TikTokers and stuff like that, with like there's art, there's dancing, there's sketches, you know, there's like a massive variety on there. And I kind of just found an audience on there, and that's kind of where things have like kind of taken off now.
It's mad. Like, we've talking to other people when we've done past interviews, we're discovering the power of TikTok. It's crazy. We spoke to a girl back in September, and we spoke to, because she had 4 million followers, which we thought was amazing. That was September. It's now December. She's now got 14 million followers on there.
Whoa.
And all she does is make little sketches. This girl from Canada, and she's hilarious. She's amazing. She deserves all the success in the world. But it's bizarre.
Yeah.
And like other people we spoke to have mentioned TikTok. It's this great tool. It's so popular at the moment. It's mad.
Yeah, I think I got in there just before the kind of lockdown hype of it all kind of blew up. So I got the account last September. I opened up an account, and like I loved Vine when it was out, but I never really used it. I'd watch like compilations on YouTube and stuff.
Yeah.
And then TikTok, I was like, oh, maybe TikTok's becoming a bit like that. So I was like, if I get on there now, like no one has to know that I'm on there. I'll just give it a go. I didn't do art on there at all initially. And then the first video that that kind of blew up was all thanks to my little nephew, Leo. And he had these, do you remember those like sticky little aliens that you used to get?
Yes.
Yeah.
And people used to say that if you put them together, they would have babies.
Yes.
Right. He had a pregnant version of that. Like, they made a pregnant alien toy that you pop the babies out of.
What the fuck?
And it blew my mind. So me and him made a little TikTok of it, like giving birth to Justin Bieber's baby. And it just went viral. Like it got like, I think it was like 500,000 views or something like that. Something crazy. And my nephew was just like, I'm famous, like we're famous. Like that evening when it was blowing up, we went to the fish and chip shop and he said to the lady behind the counter, he was like, we're TikTok famous. She was like, sorry? And I was like, don't worry about it.
Oh, what a little hero, bless him.
Yeah, yeah.
So what he means to say is, I'm TikTok famous. It's my account. Sod the kid.
Well, I mean, I owe it all to him, really, I guess.
Leo, what a legend.
Yeah, so that was kind of, then I started getting followers from that. I made a few like little sketches and stuff, and you know, and then in January I put up my first art video of my book, and I just did a page in my book and I filmed it, and it got 1 million views. And then as I kept doing pages from my book and stuff, and then lockdown hit, which meant that people had nothing to do. They needed to keep their kids occupied, and it all just connected and just blew up, really.
Yeah. So thank you. I mean, you mentioned Vine before, but I couldn't imagine you doing a video in 6 seconds. It'd be like Jim Carrey, wouldn't it? From Liar Liar.
That's so true.
What a weird amount of seconds to have to make a video in, though. But it just works. I don't know why it was so popular, but it was just, yeah, Vine was phenomenal. I miss those days.
Yeah, same.
So at the start, we mentioned you sell pins, pop sockets, headphone cases, so many for different things on your Etsy. It's amazing, as well as your books. So what was the original plan with your art? Was it books? Was it selling the extra things? What was it? What was the plan, if there was one?
I've never really had a plan. I've always wanted to work for myself. And it's always been like a kind of side project. But last year, maybe like around May, I was made redundant from my like office job.
Oh no, I'm sorry.
Well, it turned out to be the best thing, really.
I mean, hooray!
Yeah, well done.
And yeah, so I got made redundant, and then from my redundancy money, I was like, right, I'm gonna just try and make this a full-time thing. So I started illustrating other people's children's books. Have you heard of Fiverr?
Yes.
Yeah, so I used that and found a few different authors to work with, and then from that, it's all. I've not really had a plan. It's just kind of, it's just kind of happened. It's just happened, and I don't really know why, but.
That's amazing. Just going with the flow. It's the best way, though. I think if you set yourself up to like, oh, I don't want to do this, and this, then if you don't get there, you're like, well, was it worth it? Am I going to bother? Whereas I think if you just go with it, roll with it, just keep doing what you're doing, and then hopefully it will just gradually get there. And as you say, as soon as TikTok came in and lockdown happened, your book is flying out at the moment. So absolutely incredible. Fair play, man. Yeah. I commend you. I think it's incredible what you do.
Thank you.
So in regards to your books, I love the concept of these books. You know, I've looked at different pages on there and whatnot. Like I said, is there 7 of them? Did I read that right?
So I've got 4 of the Doodles From Your Brain books, and they're all kind of slightly different from each other. I've got like a children's book, like a picture book, and I've got like a children's little activity book. And they're the ones that I've made myself. Yeah.
6 then, sorry, my bad. But not only are they promoting your art, obviously, but you're encouraging other people to draw, to doodle and whatnot. So where did the idea come from? Was it just from you liked those journals and thought you'd have a go, or did you want to encourage others?
Yeah, I think I wanted to make a book that I would use, but also that my nephew and nieces could use. I wanted it to be something that anyone could just pick up and do a page, and then they could put it back down, or they could do loads of pages. And it kind of came from so I did my first little activity book, which was about the little pickle. And he like went to space and you had to like draw his spaceship and draw aliens that he met. Like, so it was like lots of little activities like that. And then I thought about the Wreck This Journal and how that kind of incorporated prompts and tasks. And it kind of went from there, really.
I love it.
Sorry, Jeremy.
No, carry on. I was just saying that.
I was just going to say, because you've got a bullet journaling book that I noticed. What is bullet journaling?
So bullet journaling is a type of journaling, but it's a bit not more regimented, but there's lots of different, I guess, prompts and stuff that you can use for your bullet journals. Like you could have like a sleep chart, so every day that you'll fill that in. It's lots of little things that you can do like daily that kind of keep you calm, or things like that, really.
So that's awesome. I mean, do you get approached by like from like a mental health perspective then? Because obviously there's a lot of like mental health colouring books and stuff out there now. I mean, have you ever been approached by somebody to be like, would you be able to do this for us or this? Because obviously art is huge at the moment in regards to that.
No, I haven't, but that's a great shout, really, to like look into that, because a lot of people use different things to chill out or to relax and stuff. So that would, it would definitely help. And I think that's something I should look into for sure.
Absolutely. I mean, I'm surprised that nobody's come to you to be like, could you do this for us? Because, with the concept of like, these are the doodles that you've done, and then you've got now draw this and this, that people haven't, like picked up on that. But that was just a thought I had.
Yeah, no, that sounds great.
So I had a similar question. I was going to ask if anyone's come back to you and said, like, has any feedback, any of the reviews have got been about helping with mental health? Because these would be great for people with mental health, I personally think.
I've had a lot of comments and like messages through my website and stuff about how it's helped people through like lockdown, and how it's helped their children who find it hard to focus and are going through things. So I've had a lot of comments like that, which is amazing to hear that it is actually helping people.
Yeah. You're an inspiration, Dan. You may laugh.
I agree. I honestly do agree. I think the power behind these books, especially there's so much power behind them. And I love the fact they can appeal to kids and adults. Like, I showed it to my son early and he was like, Dad, buy me one. I was like, great, cheers. I guess I know what I'm ordering payday.
I'll send you one.
Oh, bless you. But I love them. I think they're such a good idea, and there's so many benefits to it for kids, for adults. That I honestly, it's part of the reason I reached out to you, because I just think they're a wonderful, wonderful idea.
Thank you.
Go on.
No, I was going to say, reading some of the Amazon reviews that people have left on these books, and like I said, every book on there has got 5 stars. Whether it's got only a couple of reviews or tons of reviews, they've all got 5 stars. No one said a bad thing about them. So did you expect these books to have the success they've had when you released them?
No, not at all. So the children's book and the Little Pickle activity book that I made, I put them out maybe a couple of years ago. I sold maybe 10. I sold a few through my Etsy and mainly through Amazon. And then I made this one, the first one, which was Doodle and Plan Your Week. And I sold maybe, I don't think I sold any, maybe I sold 1 in the year. So I didn't have high hopes for it, but I also didn't have the money to market it and things like that. So that definitely made it harder to get the book out there. because it was they're all self-published, so I don't have a publisher that's helping with marketing and things like that.
Yeah. Have you ever been approached by anybody for that now?
I haven't, no, but that is that's on my list for next year. I would like that, but also self-publishing has eventually worked out for me, so
okay,
in that regards, who knows? I mean, it would help. Yeah,
I don't know, I'm not really a big fan. I don't really like to rely on other people. I kind of have to with him, but it's one of those little pet peeves I have. So I suppose if it's really working out for you, then if you don't need anybody else, you don't have to pay anybody else. So.
That's true.
I'm just gonna be honest about it.
Yeah, and my marketing is TikTok at the moment, so
and it seems to be flying.
Working.
Yeah, absolutely flying. So have you had any really weird or really far out, like odd commission requests?
Yes, I had a commission from a company in California that sold marijuana.
Okay.
But so he would just send me 10 different ideas in the evening, which were bizarre.
Can you got any examples?
Yeah, there was one that he wanted an old man rummaging through a dumpster with I think it was with a slice of burnt toast.
What?
I think someone was sampling his own product while he was emailing.
That's what I kind of thought, to be honest.
That's phenomenal.
Yeah, I can't really remember the other ones, but he would put in like requests like every now and again where he'd had loads of ideas and he was like, can you do this, can you do that? And I'd be like, because at that time, like, I didn't have any other kind of, I was still working at the call center and stuff, so I was like, sure, why not?
So you've been doing them?
So I did them, yeah. This was like 2 years ago.
That's incredible.
So please tell me that company logo is an old man in a dumpster trying to find burnt toast.
No, it was a person with a weed-shaped head.
That is incredible.
Was that yours as well?
Sorry?
Was that yours as well?
Yeah. Yeah.
Phenomenal.
I love it. Now, we've briefly mentioned on TikTok and Instagram and stuff like that, mentioning your social media, because that's where you show most of your work, especially your Instagram. You know, there's posts every day pretty much of amazing images that just come out of that wonderful brain of yours. So I love the stuff you post on there. How did you get such a big following though? Was it literally through the TikTok, or was it an image that exploded as well as that video?
So at the start of the year, I maybe had 1,000 followers on there, maybe. And actually, no, it was a bit more than that. It was more than my Instagram. So it must have been about 5,000 maybe. And I just, like I said earlier, like I posted the video of me doing a page from my book, and that blew up. And then from that day, I pretty much posted a video on there every day. And the algorithm is strange. Some videos do really well. Some videos don't do very well. And I don't think anyone's worked out what the algorithm is or how it works. No. But over this year, I've had a few videos that have kind of blown up, and I guess my followers have like come from there, really.
That's absolutely incredible. So why don't you do YouTube anymore? Just I noticed earlier the last video was like 5 months ago.
Yeah, I did. I set up my YouTube over lockdown, and where I had a bit more time, and then made some videos. And it's definitely something that I want to carry on with, because I've always loved YouTube. It's always been something that I've wanted to do. It's just like having that confidence. I think with TikTok, I feel like it's a short amount of time. I don't have to like put myself out there too much. But with YouTube, I feel like it's a little bit different. But it's definitely something that I'm going to do more of next year. Yeah.
You're a very, can't get words out. You're a very talented man, and I think you need to get yourself out there more. And I think that people will appreciate what you do. So yeah, I wouldn't let that stop you, dude. I'd get out there, throw that ball up, and you'll just smash it out the fucking park. So
I just want to see on your YouTube channel a video of aggressive punch needling.
Yeah. To the music of like Slipknot or something.
Yes,
amazing.
Yes, yeah. Absolutely.
Push my needle into my.
There's the niche. That's the niche.
We know what's next for you.
Yeah. Trademarked.
Yeah, done.
So as we're getting close to wrapping up, I just wonder, is there a particular piece of yours that you've done that you're extra proud of, that you'd encourage people to seek out? Because obviously I want everyone who listens to this to go seek you out. I was adamant to get you on the show because I loved what you do so much. So is there people, and try that again, is there a piece of yours that you'd think is a perfect example of, say, this is what I do, go check this out?
I would say the thing I'm most proud of would be the second Doodles From Your Brain book, which was called Just Doodle, because that book is what has made me that book is how this year has
Okay.
Yeah, I'd say my book Just Doodle, because that's kind of what started this rise in my career, I guess. It's the book that people have bought the most, have enjoyed the most, and I'm definitely the most proud of that, really. Yeah.
Awesome. Well, I'm sure I'm going to be grabbing myself a copy. I can't draw for fucking shit, but
I think anyone can draw. Anyone can draw. It doesn't.
I always go to that house, the house with the tree and the sun in the corner.
Oh yeah.
And one cloud.
You need my book then. It's got loads of like
Absolutely.
little cartoon eyes and stuff that you can add to, and
Oh, so you've prompted already.
Yeah.
You've helped in a way.
Yeah.
Nice. Okay, I'm all over that then. Sorry, Jamie.
I was saying, you're just saying that the second book to you is a lot better than the first. You've learned. What did you learn from the first one to take into the second one?
I think I learned, because the first one had the doodle prompts, but also weekly planners in it, so you could stay organized, but also if you wanted to do a little doodle, you could do a little doodle. And I think the feedback I got from that was that people just loved the doodle prompts. So I was like, well, I should probably focus on that for Just Doodle and fill it just with loads of different prompts. So yeah.
That's awesome. Do people send you the doodles they do in your books, or just doodles in general?
Yeah, I've had a lot of people, you can duet people's videos on TikTok. So you can have like your video next to someone else's. So I've had a lot of people doing the pages alongside mine, or even setting up their own Doodles From Your Brain TikToks and stuff. And
that's awesome.
That's so cool.
Doing their own like books and videos and stuff, which is really cool.
That must feel amazing as well, to watch people, that have your book doing the doodles alongside with you.
Yeah, it's really hard to like visualize like how many people have it and are using it when I don't see it going out or anything necessarily.
Yeah.
So when I see videos of people using it, it's great.
Must be incredible. I mean,
yeah.
Did you ever think that it would get to where you are with? I know TikTok obviously is really helping, but when you first started doing all this, did you ever think, this is what I'm going to do? I'm going to sell fuck tons of books, and I'm going to be an artist for life?
No.
It's the straight answer, basically, isn't
it? I didn't imagine that my career and life would take this kind of turn, especially like after 4 or 5 years of studying as a performer. And yeah, it's it's pretty mental, to be honest.
It's fucking cool, man. I really hope it continues to just rise and keep going.
Thank you.
So, but what's next for yourself? What is 2021 looking like?
2021, I would like to get published. That would be up there. I would like to carry on with my YouTube, create more books. What else would I want to do? just keep growing my online shop and finding different things that I can turn my art into.
Yeah.
One of my dreams would be,
yeah,
I'd love to make plush toys, like cuddly toys.
Oh my god,
of my
genius.
Doodles. Yeah.
Yes.
That's an amazing idea.
Yeah, that's on my list for next year.
I'll be on the lookout for that. I hope people that listen to this show go and hunt Daniel down and be like, we'll do it. We'll do it for you.
I would buy a plush potato Frankenstein for my daughter. Let's say that.
Oh yeah.
That is amazing.
Incredible.
Who wouldn't want a plush parsnip with a nip slip, you know?
Exactly.
I found Tom's birthday present if they get mad. Right. What we like to do towards the end of our interviews is we call it the quick fire round. We have 5 questions and it's literally answer them as quick as you can. It's nice and simple. They're about random things. Question 1. Favorite cheese?
Mature cheddar.
Good answer. Good choice. If you could only listen to one band ever again, who would it be?
Band. Oh God. Ooh.
That's a hard question.
I don't really listen to many bands. Oh God, that's awful.
Or singer. Don't really have to be
also
a singer. It changes. Oh, this isn't very quick. I'm sorry.
That's why I love this question.
That is a big question. I'll just say Beyonce. I don't know.
She's got quite a plethora of records out, so
yeah. I don't know.
Favorite cartoon growing up?
Simpsons.
Yes.
You've won his heart.
Yes.
Yeah.
Incredible.
Up to season 10 though.
Really?
Like season 8 to 10. That's a bit late actually.
And you've lost me.
Sorry.
Don't apologise. The later ones I'm struggling. I still watch them, so I still love them. I'm thinking probably about 18, 19.
Oh right.
Yeah. From the beginning was a bit weird, but from like 4 to about 19, I think.
Oh yeah. That's like that's premium Simpsons.
Yeah.
When it was on like BBC Two.
Yes, 6 o'clock. Yeah. Beautiful.
One piece of advice you would give to young Daniel?
Just keep doing what you're doing. do something every day that will benefit you.
Beautiful.
I like that.
Yeah.
And the last one, the answer to this question all depends if we even release this episode. Tom knows what question's coming.
Yeah.
Does pineapple belong on a pizza?
I've never really eaten it on a pizza. Because it's normally with ham, isn't it? And I've been a vegetarian for years.
Good lad.
So I can't imagine it being on a margarita just on its own. But I would try it.
Oh, you almost had us. Then you lost the final hurdle. Just now.
Fruit.
So sorry.
No, don't apologise.
Do I leave chat now? Yeah.
Yeah.
Do one. Amazing, Daniel. You've been absolutely amazing. And you know, one thing I'm taking away from this interview as well. What I love is, even though you were like, I released my first book, no one sold any, no one brought any rather. And, you know, I didn't have a plan. I'm just doing my. But the one thing is, as you said, your advice to young Daniel would be, don't give up. Just keep going, plodding along. Just keep doing, produce content and people will come. And they are, you know. And I wish every single molecule of success to you because I love what you do. And I really, really encourage people to check it out.
Thank you. Thank you so much. That means a lot. Thank you.
Sorry.
No, you go.
I was just going to say, if you want to plug any socials, plug any of your work, anything at all to get out there for everybody to listen to, please do.
Sure.
Exactly
so pretty much everything is at Doodles From My Brain. My books, you can search Doodles From My Brain on Amazon and they'll come up. My Twitter is DoodlesFMB. My TikTok is Doodles From My Brain. If you want to see some videos of me punch needling.
Really creepy eyes and lips.
Yeah. And look out for my punch needle website coming soon, selling rugs.
Yes.
I know no one can see this, but here's a fried egg that I made.
That's amazing. This will go on our YouTube, so people will see that.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. That's awesome, though.
Daniel, you've been amazing. Thank you so much for coming on, my friend. I really appreciate it.
No worries. I've enjoyed it. It's been good.
Thank you, man. Wish you all the best, and thank you so much for coming on. It's been an absolute pleasure.
Thank you. Bye.
Take care,
Bye,
sir.
mate.
Bye-bye.
Cheers.
Find all this great content and more at the USUK Podcast Network.